Life is so demanding that at one point, people do extreme difficult jobs so as to earn a living. When it comes to people who have families and are responsible, they all do whatever it takes, even if it's putting their life on the line. And this man here has no exception. Along the shores of Lake Kivu, one fisherman stands apart. He wakes up daily around 3 a.m. in the morning and goes straight to the lake and start fishing. What is strange is that he has no boat. He fabricated something that helps him sail on waters and fish. But whenever he comes here, he's always not sure if he'll return alive. But then if he does not come here, him, the wife and 6 children will starve, and he has no any other option. It's a do or die. But does he at least get enough to feed the family? This is a man's struggle to feed his family. Pascal is a father to 6 children, and he's a farmer who depends on agriculture and fishing. But the man has his own way of fishing and his own boat, which is totally different to those of other fishermen. It's difficult to believe that this plastic stuff is what he uses sailing and fishing in such a big lake that has a depth of 480 meters.
Mina limaka kisha kulima minaenda mu lake tafuta kusambaza wa kupatia watoto.
I use this because of poverty. I cannot afford buying a boat for fishing, and since there is not any other activity, people here depend on fishing. It's a do or die. You either make it or not. That's why I had to find a way and create my own boat. The man started fishing when he had 15 years. During that time, he could go with other people who had big boats and fish together, and then sell fish and share equally what they have got. But he later grew into a man, got married, produced 6 children, and the level of demand increased. So to balance the equation, he had to make sure the level of supply also increases. That's why in 2021, he had a brilliant idea, where he fabricated his own. But his boat limits him because he cannot go far away in the middle of the lake. He only fishes near the lake shores. He's worried that if he goes in the middle of the lake, he might end up losing his life, yet he has a big family where he's the only breadwinner. Some people were amazed by how fearless he is due to what he does that is scary, but responds that fear always stopped people from achieving their dreams. And he says it takes someone with a big and a strong heart, since it's a do or die. But thank God he's still there to work for his family. There are some guidelines, rules and regulations for fishermen, but that does not apply to him, since what he has is not considered as a boat. He can fish every time he wants, and he does not pay tax, which is a big advantage to this man. The man's struggle to make a living is really a difficult one, as he has to wake up earlier before dawn, around 3 a.m., get himself ready, and then head towards the lake. In no time, he enters the waters of Lake Kivu and throws the net, and then has to wait for fish to come to his bait and enter his net. Since he uses ancient techniques due to having no proper equipment, he has to wait and wait for hours and hours until when it's 6 sharp in the morning, where he starts pulling out slowly by slowly his fishing net full of small fish called sambaza. He then has to wrap them up in this big polythene paper, tie it very well, and then carry and head towards home. To some people, that might seem like just a simple task, but he believes that it's way more difficult than what people think, as his work is always riskier, that sometimes he goes there not sure he will return alive, which is the reason he says that he lives a regular part of a fierce existence in which weakness and fear means death. After reaching home, the first thing he does is keeping his boat that is mobile in the house and then relax for a few minutes. The problem is that he spends more hours and hours waiting for fish, and even when he returns in such a long period of time, it's not worthy of the time he spends there, for he returns with only 1 kilogram or 2 kilos of sambaza. And this cannot sustain such a big family, but that's life and it's always unfair. As a father who has a big family of 1 wife, 6 children and him making it 8 family members in 1 house, he says he cannot depend only on fishing because they need a lot. He learned shoe repairing skills a few years ago, and when not fishing, he has to be here repairing some shoes for people living nearby. That's also one source of income, but still that's not enough, as people who wear shoes here are not many, so that they would keep him busy. This is the neighbor and chief leader in this village. He's always worried of the man's boat, which is not even made of trees with no protective gears. He worries that one day he might wake up earlier and go without returning. Whenever he wakes up, he prays, asking God to save Pascal, and he has been keeping him in prayers since he made that boat. Fishing is a vital source of food for some people, mainly in this village. It's not only a source of food but also a source of income, since he who sells fish generates a certain amount of money. Even though this man never had a privilege to attend schools, so that maybe he would dream of a better life, that never stopped him from being a responsible man who will always fight for his family no matter what it takes. It's easy to feel stuck or overwhelmed by the demands of modern life, but all you have to do is keep fighting and keep pushing, reminding yourself that if it's not you, then no one else will do it for you. This is a story by Jansi Shamamba. Thank you for watching. I'm Elijah and this is Afrimax English. Remember to subscribe.